What's going on YouTube? This is your host Eric Jones with Eclipse Entertainment Presents. Today we're talking about the Vortex Strike Eagle 1-in-6 Zoom by 24 rifle scope. Stay tuned. Alright, this Vortex Strike Eagle is definitely a good go-to scope. I don't know if you guys realize this, but my Eclipse Entertainment Presents channel is based on products that are at a quality price, or a quality product at a decent price. So you're not going to be spending a little bit of money and get some piece of crap materials. I've tried to get you guys what I believe to be best bang for your buck. A lot of people out there can't afford a $1,000 scope, so I won't ever buy a $1,000 scope, or you will never see me do a $1,000 rifle scope video on this channel. You can go to other avenues and other channels that will give you stuff like that, like Durant Thumb. That there's just a pipe dream for me. He has a lot of nice gear on his channel and all that stuff, but like I said, at the end of the day, I cannot afford that. So I stick to what I can afford, and I know what most Americans can afford because I hang out with most Americans every day. So for the most part, if I'm going to buy something that's going to be $1,000, it's going to come with a lot of things. So $1,000 can get me a rifle, a pistol, and some ammo. So I look along those lines of living within my means. So when it comes to this Vortex Strike Eagle scope, it definitely comes within my means. I'm just going to tell you this from the get. I chose this scope because it's versatile, and when I put it on my rifle, I can work close range and far ranges with it. I have different reticle illuminations that I can put it on. I believe it's 1:9, but we'll get into the details here in a second. I chose this rifle scope basically because it has the black etch reticle already on the scope. That being said, if my battery is to die, or if there was some kind of EMP or SHTF situation, my rifle will still be usable. It wouldn't die out like the aim points when you have to replace the batteries, because I can assure you, when the economy goes or the power goes or whatever the situation may be, you will not be able to find batteries in the long run. So I think it's best, if you're going to choose a scope, choose one that has a black etch reticle already in it. It'll get you a long way and it'll get you a long time. That being said, this scope is a great piece of work. It's very doable. I've banged it up and I've dropped it on multiple occasions. I go to my friend's outdoor range, which I'm going to have to get footage for you guys to see, where I do a lot of drop running and gunning and hitting targets and stuff along those lines out here in the South Florida. That being said, this baby is a bad boy. It gets you that 1-in-6 zoom, and we're going to go ahead and dive in with the details with this scope right now. So let's go ahead and get it on. Alright, this right here is your Vortex Strike Eagle. This is my first scope for one of my first rifles. I chose this scope for that rifle for a particular reason. I was choosing between this scope and the aim point. The aim point is about around the same price of $400. This one was $418 with the mount and the lens cap covers and whatnot there. But what made me pick this scope over the aim point was because of the fact that I can choose if I wanted to shoot long distance from 1-6 zoom, and it has a black etch reticle on there, and that black etch reticle is protected by a glass in front of it and a durable glass behind it, so you don't have to worry about that black etch reticle being damaged or going anywhere while you're shooting. So that being said, with the aim point, although it has a 3-year battery life, that battery will die eventually. And in the SHTF situation, when that battery dies in your aim point, I can assure you probably won't be able to find another battery anywhere in the long run, which is why I went with this, because it has the black etch reticle. And on top of that, I can do long distance and close quarter combat shooting. That being said, I chose this scope for those particular reasons. Now we're just going to dive into the details of this scope here. As you can see, this scope is about 17.6 ounces in weight, which is pretty heavy if you think about it. If you're not in the gym like a lot of people are not, this might feel heavy to you when you put it on your rifle with the ammo and all the accessories that you would have on your rifle and you would have to run around with, on top of all the gear that you'll be running with. It would get kind of tiresome. So if you want a lighter scope, I would invite you to take other avenues like a red dot, but like I said, I chose this because it's versatile. And then it's about 10.5 inches in length. It is shockproof, it's waterproof, and it's fog proof, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff messing up with this, like debris and water getting there when it rains out or drizzles or whatnot. The situation may be, you don't have to worry about that damaging your brightness and all that stuff, reticles and all that good stuff. So this thing is very durable, and it's actually a go-to choice in my opinion. I will stick with Vortex scopes because they have great scopes at affordable prices for guys like me and you, the middle class man. Not everybody can afford a $1,000 scope, like I was saying early on in the video, but we're just going to go ahead and dive into these accessories that we have here. Like I said, it came with these lens cap covers, and these lens cap covers are pretty decent. They're not the best lens cap covers you're gonna find on the market, obviously, but like I said, they get the job done. They keep the lens clean and dirt free. They have like a little notch, so when you pop it back, it does click down, and it won't pop up unless you bang it on something. And it does pop up sometimes, I won't lie, when it's on my body armor and I'm running around. But if I'm running around in the real life situations, I would like that up anyways, because I want my thing ready to go when it's time for me to fire. And we're gonna move it up to this right here. As you can see, you have your you can adjust your zoom settings here. It's very tight, but it's smooth at the same time. So when you're running and gunning and whatever the situation you may be doing, you don't have to worry about this getting banged up and moving. It's gonna stay where you have it at. You're just gonna have to move it with a little force. Like that being said. And over here, this is your brightness setting. Like I said, right here, these two inner bands right here is for your reticle illumination. Like I said, you got 11 illuminations on that. And this third outer band right here, I don't know if you can see that. I'm just gonna go ahead and screw that little piece off. This is where you keep your battery. It's a CR2032 battery. They're very cheap and they're very easy to find. So that's where that goes right there. And on the other side where your windage is, I'm gonna show you that here in a sec. Go ahead and get that on nice and tight. Pop that off for you. This is where your windage is. As you can see here, you can see up close that that's the, if you pull it back towards you, the user, that's going right inside your, in the out part of your scope. And if you go down with it, that means you're gonna be going left when you move in your reticle. And when you take that cap off, you got a spare battery for the scope wait on the other side for you, just in case the other one dies. You can change it on the go, which is definitely a plus because you get to carry that on you. You got to go in your go bag or anything like that. You can just pull it right off the side of the scope and put it right back on the other side. So we're gonna go ahead and get on top of the elevation right here. Like I said, on this one, you pull it for going up. You want to pull it toward you, the user. You will be moving it up through your rifle scope, and if you push it down toward the muzzle, it's going to be going down in your scope. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back on. Like I said, it's half MOA, and it definitely sounds really good when you're turning it. So I mean, it's all good. I don't normally mess with the reticle. I'm zero mine in at 50 yards, and I'm good for 200 yards. But we're going to talk about the specs inside the scope here for one sec. I'm going to break out the book for you that it comes with and it show you how everything works. Can you see that clearly there? All right, my cameraman concurs that you can see that. As you can see here, it's 20 to 200 yards on that first line, and that's all I shoot with right there. I'm not the best shot, I guess, because I can't get this scope to get past 200 yards in my opinion, so I stay between 100 and 150 yards when shooting this scope. But as you can see, it goes down to 600 yards. And if you don't understand how these lines work, what you're gonna do with those lines is you're gonna move the rifle up every time. If you're at it, like if you think it's about a 600 yards, we're not there, you're just gonna compensate for that bullet drop. So you're just gonna move your muzzle up just a little higher, so when you fire that round, that bullet's gonna drop on target, like so. And this horseshoe right here, how that works is when you're looking through the reticle, let's say if somebody's 200 yards away from you and they're walking and they're enemy combatant, or it's a deer or whatever the situation may be for you, you would just put this into the horseshoe in front of them, and they're just gonna walk right into the shot. So just make sure you put the horseshoe in front of them and let them walk into the shot, or the deer into the shot. It's how that would work, or if you're doing moving targets. So you could train with that like so. I think that's definitely a great quality. I believe there's a YouTube video where a guy explains this very in detail with someone walking, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and put that up on the screen.
The average adult male's torso of 18 inches. For 0 to 300 yards, the inside center of your horseshoe, your target is approximately 200 yards away. At the bottom of the horseshoe, your target is 300 yards away. Now look at the vertical drop compensation ladder, and you will see that it's just like the RCO. Match up your corresponding hash mark with your target's torso. The one that fits is the estimated distance to your target. Now, in addition to using the enemy's torso to estimate their range, you also had the feature that was inspired by the PSO-1. Additionally, with the same concept, you can use the outside of the horseshoe to engage a person walking, which is said that the average person walking with a rifle is approximately 3.1 miles per hour. To do this, you would simply place your target on the outside of the horseshoe when you fire. Your target will have moved right into the round's path.
All right, and there you have it. This right here is your Strike Eagle scope. Like I said, I really like this scope. It's one of my first scopes for one of my first ARs, and it gets the job done. It's very versatile. So if you're not trying to buy a multitude, let's say like 3 different ARs to get different kind of uses out of them, this one brings you all 3 into 1. So I would highly recommend this if you're a first-time AR holder and you're trying to find a rifle scope. This is definitely a go-to scope. It's made by Vortex. Vortex make great products, so you can't go wrong there. And they give you like a lifetime warranty support. So if there's anything ever wrong with the scope, you just send it right back to them, and they'll send it right back to you free of charge. And I like that. But like I said, I haven't had any problems with that, so I have had to go that avenue. But if you have to ever take that avenue, just know that it's there and you can take it. So I'd just like to thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Thanks for watching Eclipse Entertainment Presents, where we bring you entertainment, news, reviews with a kick. Till next time, God bless.